This is Matrix Lord 212, and this is my 300th video. And of course, it's going to be about Doctor Who, Series 7. Alright, so let's do another theory, shall we? Someone is attempting to build a TARDIS that first appeared in the lodger. Why? Someone was attempting to build the SS, Madame de Pompadour, with time windows to be connected to Renette Croissant, which is Madame de Pompadour. Why? Someone attempted to create the Pandorica, which is basically responsible for restoring and copying the entire universe based on Amy Pond's memories. Why? Or was this universe created by Amy Pond because of the Pandorica? Because how could Amy Pond, just by herself, have memories of the entire universe? So obviously, and then here's another thing too. 11th hour, a post office that's always closed. Victory of the Daleks, post office. There's been a lot of mentions of post office. The post office that's closed. And you know what? There's a picture of Series 7, Episode 3 in the Old West, and what are they standing in front of? A post office. Is somebody joking around? Is somebody trying to send a hidden message with these little hints that if you piece together all these series, you get the answer? Can we get the clues together? We have Amy praying to Santa and not God. We have she thanks Santa for the fish. The fish. Who's taking care of Amy Pond and protecting her from the silence? River Song, as a child? I mean, a young Amy being protected by her older daughter? Yes, I mean, mystery on top of mystery. Red balloons. Birds chirping. Fairy tale references. Dream references. Sweet dreams, everyone, as she stated, River Song and Forest of the Dead. Time of Angels, talking about when, something about when with dreams and angels, or the angels will come, and I can't, oh man, wish I could remember that. But constant references to dreams, fairy tales, fish, red balloons, bird tweets. Something's got to connect these puzzle pieces. And I think, well, I said this before, but I think an anagram of A Good Man Goes to War has something to do with Omega. What did I deciphered it too last time, but I gotta look at that again, because I when I did it, it was some type of phrase that said Omega. A Good Man Goes to War. It was like an anagram, I think, something to do with Omega or something, or the Master, something. I gotta see, because you know, an anagram of the Masters of Master is stream. So you got pond, river, Jackson Lake, stream is the Master, big fish is Omega. I mean, it's a lot of different hidden things. A lot of hidden things in the episodes that you just gotta piece together. Renette, Madame de Pompadour's imaginary friend, the Doctor, Amy's imaginary friend, the Doctor, dollhouse, and put her on the fireplace, a dollhouse, and Amy's house. You know, too much plots and, you know, talk of 51st century when it comes to Stephen Moffat. They mentioned the 51st century and The Empty Child and Dr. Dances, that it was a factory that created the sonic screwdriver, and that the doctor supposedly burned down the factory so nobody else would have the sonic screwdriver but the doctor. But somehow Captain Jack from the very same factory got a sonic blaster. And then of course we found out in Partners in Crime, Series 4, that obviously a sonic pen was created in the same factory that that lady had. So 51st century was where Captain Jack came from. 51st century is where the the SS Madame, the Pompadore ship was from. 51st century is where River Song went to school. 51st century is where Dorian is. 51st century is where the headless monks were with that church. In the episode Time of Angels, they said in the museum something to do with the Dorian archives, or something had something to do with the fall of the headless monks. You know, in backwards, it's like he's putting hints in there. Silence in the library could have meant that there was silence in the library where River Dart. And Dr. Moon was very close to a character that probably created the silence. Or, you know, in the Day of the Moon was the episode 4,022 people in the library were saved. The doctor's death date was 4/22. Man, so many clues. Red balloons. You had red balloons in the God Complex, red balloons in the Big Bang, red balloons in the Ganger episode. Red balloons in, wasn't there a red balloon with Amelia? I'm trying to think. Red balloons everywhere. What the heck? Fish references. Fish fingers and custard. Thank you, Santa, for the fish. Star whale was a fish. Goldfish in the God Complex that the guy eats. In the Christmas episode, there was fish. Fish. Everywhere is fish. There was the Vampires of Venice. There was fish. Jimmy the Fish. Mini episode. Wow, that was a mini episode then. So is fish. There's fish, red balloons, bird tweets, which used to signify the coming of Omega, I think, in the Three Doctors episode. And then it was in the 11th hour. It was when they had the bird tweets that they announced it in Amy's Choice. That meant that they were in the dream world. So the bird tweets also was in The Girl in the Fireplace. The bird tweets were also in The Girl Who Waited. The bird tweets were just about, they were in Time of Angels. A lot of episodes of River Song had the bird tweets, I think. You know what it is? It's he's such a genius, Stephen Moffat. You know, it's like, man, you need like a notebook and just piece this together like a crossword or some type of puzzle, and maybe you'll come out to something. What other hints we had? I'm trying to think. Is there anything I'm missing? Well, we had that there was silence in the house, or Prisoner Zero, or, you know, somebody protected him upon all his ears. Rory's name badge was wrong. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I'm sure I'm missing something. But if I watch 11th Hour for the 15th time, I'll probably come up with something. Oh yeah, and Saxon on the fire engine. It said Saxon. Harold Saxon. Saxon. I know my friend Steve said that has to do, that's a company for fire departments, but in Doctor Who, Saxon on the license plate? Yeah, okay. Not license plate, it was on the vehicle, but Master's World? I don't know. Imagine if Lucy Saxon was pregnant, and then when the world was reversed, that child was still Rory, and she gave him up for adoption or something. I don't know. But, So many mysteries, you know. They say, I mean, we believe that the Doctor could regenerate indefinitely, but then they announce it in Let's Kill Hitler that there's limits. That, once again, that she gave up all her regenerations, which is probably 12. But, you know, does that mean that the Doctor has all those extra regenerations? Or maybe he has unlimited now, because of, you know, maybe that was a ruling in by the Time Lords that, with the Time War, they needed their soldiers and their Time Lords to regenerate indefinitely to defeat the Daleks, because the Daleks can heal and rebuild, and the Time Lords can regenerate and regenerate and regenerate and keep surviving, finding new ways to die, whatever. But I'm rambling right now, but there's a lot of things and mysteries that we got to figure out what Stephen Moffat's doing. You know, even the laptop that Jeff had in 11th Hour was called Myth. Trying to figure out all these different things. I mean, it's got so many clues, you know? So many clues that you just gotta, you need somebody to just get a pad and write everything down. Even the Ganger episode where, you know, the Ganger Doctor was created, and all of a sudden he started talking like all the doctors and stuff like that, which goes to show that somewhere in that body, all his regenerations still exist and are still alive. And then that statement that David Tennant made as the 10th Doctor, that when he regenerates, that part of him dies, no. That part is always there, somewhere in there. And could he degenerate? Like, that's another one of my theories. Could the Doctor revert back to a former self? I think it's possible, and I'll tell you why. Because Romana was able to do it in that episode where she was regenerating for the hell of it, and she regenerated into the form of Princess Astra, and then she regenerated a couple of times, and then she's like, you know what, I like Princess Astra, so she regenerated back into that form. So, could the Doctor degenerate back into the second Doctor? Yeah, exactly. You have the second Doctor that had brand new adventures with an older Jamie in the 2 Doctors episode of the 6 Doctors series. And how is it that he had full knowledge when he regenerated, but he exists? He knew that his companions' minds were erased, but he exists to do these missions for the Time Lords. At some point in time, they reward the Doctor somehow, and somehow, either he is able to degenerate back into his past self, or they do something where the second Doctor goes on missions for them and fully has the memory that he is going to regenerate. I mean, that his companions... And what does he do? Well, one of the deals is, okay, you want me to do this for you, I want my companion's memories back. So, Jamie's memories back. I mean, you know, obviously if you're the Doctor, and, you know, you have to do something like that, and you come back into existence as a second Doctor, you're going to make the Time Lords do some work for you, okay? You're going to be able to restore your companion's memories, which, if there was a way that the Doctor could get Donna Noble to remember without dying, you better believe that will happen. In fact, you know what? Why wouldn't it happen for the anniversary, really? If there's a way to take the Time Lord part of Donna Noble and give it to the human Doctor, and take the human part of the human Doctor and give it back to Donna, then guess what? You have a human Doctor that's no longer human, could regenerate into the Valyard, probably, and then you have Donna Noble, which could just be totally human. And there you go. That solves that problem, but the only problem is that obviously the human Doctor is different, because the human Doctor committed an act of genocide right away, which means that he could become the Valyard, and he could be evil, which is why that relationship will never work with Rose Tyler. Yeah, it's late at night and I'm rambling, but you know what, a lot of what I said makes sense in some sort of way, I guess. So, alright, this is it for now. Take care. 300th video. I just want to say also, too, a couple of seconds left, but thanks everybody, thanks all my friends for the support. Thanks for Spurgeon Star 2009, and I Just Subscribe Now, Sexy Blues, Dr. Freedom, Pissy the Clown. That's what it goes on.